This is a Powerworks podcast short with Glenn Power and me, James Piecowye.
A change. Blast from the past. The GTL, aka the GTI, convertible that you had in the shop. I sent you photos. That's my wedding day vehicle.
Yeah, it's not the exact one. We don't think.
No. Ours was a GTI Carmen Ghia from Germany.
Nice.
Is where it came from, and it was manual transmission, not automatic, but it looked the same. Same color, same dash, same cockpit. That was a blast.
Yeah, it was nice. I got a phone call on Friday evening, and I don't know what actually made me answer the phone. It was like 7 o'clock on a Friday. I'm like, are you joking? But I answered it, and he'd been given my details by one of my friends at one of the car showrooms we work for, RMA, in DIP, and he said he got he actually overexcited me because he said he got a Mark 1 GTI. So I was like, I'd stopped listening.
Yeah.
I just kept saying, yeah, bring it in, yeah, bring it in, yeah, bring it in. Wasn't really listening. He never actually said, and then he turned up, and it was a 91, 92 Japanese import convertible, which is on the Mark 1 platform, but the Mark 1 was long gone by then. It was the Mark 2 and almost the Mark 3 when they were producing those. But it's mint. Like, the interior needs some work in terms of the plastics on the dashboard. But as with most Japanese cars, it's in really good condition.
Where was it sitting in Japan?
So it was in Japan for a while, then it was here. So he wasn't the person who brought it here, and it was just found in somebody's garage, just under a cover.
Man.
Not being used. So he's bare metal with the body and repainted it. And he's redone the roof. He had a new roof.
Yeah, I saw that. It was red.
The seats have been redone with the original GTI material, the nice red, grey and black. So, real good job of those things. There's a couple of little switches and trims on the dashboard that need attention, and we've got a few things to do with it mechanically. But it was always good to see. It's just a shame it's the automatic.
Yeah, I saw that.
3-speed drain on your fuel tank.
Yikes.
But still, to look at it, it's a nice car. The roof works.
Beautiful shape. I just love that shape.
Yeah, a bit classic.
Yeah.
And that was when all cars from a manufacturer, you could tell who they were from.
Yeah, instantly you knew. Yeah. You saw one of those rock up in that square Golf.
In fact,
ours was a Rabbit. I think ours.
Rabbit.
But you know what? I think it did. No, it was a Rabbit on the back. It was.
Yeah. Rabbit in North America. Yeah.
Yeah. And but just beautiful.
Yeah. They were. The whole lineup was the same front end with the round lights in it and the bar grill.
Yeah. It's you look at that and it's just like, oh man, I want one. I want one of those back. I'm almost tempted to get in touch with the guy we sold ours to and see, do you still have that thing? Like, what are you doing with that thing?
It could be equivalent of school fees next year. Now you'd have to pay more school fees.
And I can't imagine. The guy we sold it to was a master tech who taught at a garage school. So, he was very happy that we were sold it to him, but ours was the point with, as I told you, we had it, but we only drove it in the summers. And so he would make sure it could drive in the summer. And then the last summer he said, how far are you driving in this? I said, I don't know. And he goes, I really don't feel good about this. He says, I think you can, he prefaces it, I think it'll be okay, but I don't feel good about this because we can't do this anymore. And he said, there's just too many seals and too many things. It's not getting enough, I run it, but I'm not driving it like I need to. And this car needs to be used.
Yeah.
And so we ended up selling it. And to this day, wish I still had that car.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's got one of those. DJ was on about his car that he wished he still had. Out of everything he's owned, it was his Mark 4 Golf, and I wish I still had my Mark 2.
Yeah.
Just the way it is. I mean, my first car, my Polo bread van, I'd take it back in a heartbeat, and I bet it's still running, 100%. But, everybody has that car that they own.
Yeah.
That they wish they still had.
I mean, we had baby seats in the back of that thing. Like, people say, roof down and you got kids. Like, what are you parents, nuts? I said, it's a good car. It's like it's what we have. Like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah,
it's
exactly. Yeah,
it's what we have. And
I had seat belts.
Yeah, and the seats were affixed. It was good. Yeah. It worked, but it was everyone's got that memory of that car.
It's just one of those. It's just they've always done it. VW always made iconic convertibles. And the Golf had a charm about it in the fact that they literally cut the roof off, put a bar behind the front seats, and just put a cloth convertible top on it.
And it was great because it wasn't electric. It had 2 hooks on the side.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
bar, and you just put it forward, put the hooks in place, and close those.
So this one being the Japanese one, it's 92, has got the electric roof on it, and then you just have to hook it at the end, and it still works.
Wow.
The switch is there; it's not even broken. The switch isn't even broken. So yeah, but the Beetle, the thing, Trekker.
See, I take one of those things any day. It
was just a good time.
Yeah.
Of the convertibles.
It's finding. It's almost like you want to find that person who's got a garage and they've just got a vehicle in there and they're just looking to get rid of it now.
Yeah.
It's in a field somewhere under a tarp.
You'll find the time. All the time people find these things. If somebody found a Series 1 Quattro, Audi Quattro, 1981, they found it in the garage the other week.
Jeez.
Reading the article about it, and it's like, well, you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well go. You're effectively a millionaire because you don't touch it and just sell it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it obviously happens. I just cannot fathom.
I want to be that person who finds this thing. You got to be out there looking.
Yeah.
It's right place, right time. Some small little place, and
Invariably, it's the person who owned it up until their demise.
Yeah.
Didn't really care for it.
Yeah.
Rather than they were a fanatic and they kept it safe. They just didn't realize what they had.
Yeah.
And the hassle of selling it was more than they thought the car was worth $20, and they can't be bothered doing it.
I'm just going to store it here. It's not taking up
Just
any
leave
space.
it there. Yeah. It looks
I don't really
good.
care.
Yeah. I don't even want to take the tarp off it because I don't know what's living under it. There's probably raccoons and rattlesnakes and all sorts under there.